So this has been a 2 years project, and it's about simply measuring income dynamics before and after all the redistributive policies of the government. Mm-hmm. So collection of taxes, but also spending of transfers and expenditures and so on. And for this, we've combined all micro data that was available to us. So income surveys, household expenditure surveys, labor force surveys, fiscal personal income tax data, as well as all the national account information that we could get access to, and government budget information. So that for once we get a consistent story between, say, macro figures that we hear about, like growth, growth per capita, as well as micro figures that we hear about, like inequality figures and things like that. And so what we see indeed is that if you do not take taxes and transfers, so before any operation of the government through taxes and transfers, yes, we observe that indeed the pre-tax income inequality has increased with the top 1%, with the average of the top 1% growing by 50% over the entire period, while that of the bottom 50% declining by 30%. However, if once you take into account all the operation of the government, so taking taxes at the upper end of the distribution, yes, and then redistributing it in the forms of social grants, health expenditure, education transfers, you can see that, well, over the entire period, it seems that the bottom 50% average has sort of not moved, or not so much. It's more or less equal to the levels in 1993, once you take into account, of course, inflation, of course. And that the only group that enjoyed some pre-tax, the only group whose average income has grown is the top 10%. So just to say that there's been a major effort in a major surge in redistribution. Redistribution has increased and it yes, has improved, especially in terms of health and education, but it has not fully compensated the rise of pre-tax inequality.
News.
Experts.
Analysis.
Where things stand.
What you need to know. Drive home with John Perlman
on 702.